All right, hey everyone. So I'm going to show you guys how to just make the base of your vase. So this is the first step for everyone that is going to be creating their smooth coil vase. So we started with creating this template that you cut out of the general form of what your vase will be, and now we have to start building it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create almost like our coasters, a round slab that's going to act as the base of our vase. And so we have to get the right size and everything of that. So I'll show you guys how to do that. But first, let's just roll out our slab. So you're going to need some clay. This is freshly wedged clay. Most of you guys may be through your clay already, so you may need to wedge some of your clay, so make sure it's nice and wedged. And we're going to start rolling this out. Very, very similar to how we did our coaster assignment, either using your alternative rolling pin or an actual rolling pin. And we want to get this slab of clay to where it's about a ½ inch thick. So very similar to our coasters. We want it to be nice and even, rolling it out nice and evenly. Get it to where it's about a ½ inch thick. And remember, a quick easy way to double check the thickness is to just cut off the side, take a look at it, and that gives you a good reference for how thick it is. So I think that's a good thickness right there. It looks pretty even to me, so I'm going to leave that. So now what I have to do is figure out, okay, how big does my base need to be? And so all of our bases of our vases are going to be circle shaped. And so we're going to start out with the circle shape, and then we're going to build on top of that to create our vase. So depending on your template, everyone's base is going to be a little bit of a different size. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. You can do it with a compass, which I'll show you guys how to do in class. But if you don't have a compass at home, you'll just have to find something that's circular shaped, because we don't just want to freehand the size of our base. You'll want to find something that's circular shaped to help you basically draw the base of the vase. And so what I did was I went around my home and I found this roll of tape. And if we look at this opening at the bottom, we can see it's about the same width as my actual bottom of my vase. It's a little bit thicker. Let's actually go like this. And so I think what I'm going to do is, instead of tracing the outside of this, I'm going to trace the inside, because it's a little bit bigger than the opening of my base. And so I'm just going to stick this on here. And again, I'm only doing this because I need something nice and even to trace that's a circle, because freehanding circles is really difficult. So I'm going to put this right in the middle where I know all the clay is even. I'm going to trace around. I'm not cutting yet, because you want to trace first and then cut. And then I'm just going to make sure that's about the right size. If I line it up with my template, bottom of my template, it's a little bit smaller, but that's okay. I'd rather have you be a little bit smaller than a little bit bigger. So I'm going to now take my needle tool, cut this out. If you're working at home, make sure you're working on your canvas. That canvas mat, so you can pick this up easily. My needle tool is pointing straight down so I don't get any weird curved edges. Take this away. I'm going to really lightly lift it so it doesn't get stuck to my table. And then, just like the coasters, you can use a little bit of water on your finger and clean this up. And now this is going to be our base that we build up on. And so I'm going to make sure it's nice and clean and smooth on the outside. We can see it's about the same thickness all the way through, using light pressure when I'm holding this as to not mess it up. And then what you need to do, because this is going to be the base of our coil pot, and at the end we don't want to be flipping over our coil pot and writing down, or our coil vase and writing down all the information. What you're going to do is we're going to score this. because remember we need it to dry nice and evenly. So just a few score lines, not done with your needle tool. You want to do them with a pencil or with your wooden tool. And then I'm going to write my initials. And this is going to be the bottom. So this is going to be the part that goes against the table. I'm going to write my period number, P5, period number, oh sorry, E5, oh my gosh, E5 for Erickson, period 5. And then I'm going to flip this over, and then you're going to start building on top of that. So you guys can watch the next video on how to build your coil pot to see how we start to actually create our design.